Well, that next time we do tarot, is it tarot? Tarot?
Depends on how pretentious you want to sound, I think.
Which one?
We're going live.
Just sound or?
What order are we going in?
The order you answered me that you were coming.
Oh, crap.
Let me see. Let me give it to you real quick. Everybody can hear me. I can't read. It looks like it's going to be.
Everybody share on your pages and Instagrams or whatever you would like to share it on.
All right, it'll be Jared, Kat, and then Cassie, and then not Blackie. Then we'll do Gary. You're going to take the spot he was in because you need to be in the but I don't have to forget. And then Josh, and then Eric, and then Kevin, and then Shannon, and then Cliff, and then Daryl. I think that's everybody, right?
I'm getting to go first again.
Were you first last time too?
Like the last two times.
Oh, you don't have to be.
Oh no, I'm cool.
Well,
Okay.
you need to quit answering so quick then.
I know. Jeez.
You gotta wait until the last minute. Like,
I thought this time I figured you guys answering that you were coming was mystically telling me that was the order it should be. That's what I went with.
I had more fun doing the cover art than I think I did my card.
What?
It's been a weird month.
I'm there with you, man.
I feel you.
Here we are. Expand and mute. I never mute fast enough. Yep. Oh, you know what I didn't realize until I blew it up bigger? You drew almost 3 cards on your cover art.
Yeah, I got carried away.
Did you draw the full card behind the ones in the back? Are they full?
Yeah, I have the artwork somewhere on all of them just in case I ever need them.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would probably be harder to like just draw the part that shows, but not the rest of it.
Okay. We good to go? We ready?
Yeah. So, as ready as I'll get. Hey there, fellow art nerds, and welcome to. The artists are laughing in the background, and I can see it. No one else can. Not cool, guys. Not cool. But hey, in front of the curtain right now is me, Deanna. I'll be your host tonight for Season 5, Episode 5 of the Pin Clique. Joining me very soon with the rest of the artists is my co-host, Mr. Gary Bedell.
Howdy, Internet Land. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. If you're new to the Pin Clique, thanks for tuning in. We hope you keep coming back. What we are is an online art show, September through April. We come on once a month, and we have a different rotating clique of talented artists that come on, and they have a prompt every month. Let me clue you into my mess up tonight. This is like season 2's schedule or episode 2 schedule, and I just scribbled and wrote. I'm trying to decipher it. Like, I'm not prepared. January 2025. So starting again. The Pin Clique is an online art show, September through April, and these wonderfully talented artists rotate in. They take on whatever prompt we have for them that month and show us their beautiful art, explain their process, talk about different things about how it all came to be, and it always is a really exciting conversation. And we hope you guys live are tuning in the chat. We would love to hear what you have to say too. So tonight for January, we are doing tarot. So each artist, actually, I had 11 people tell me they were coming this month. There are 22 cards. So I gave everybody 2 cards and told them they could pick. Some of them were overachievers and you're going to get double cards from them. But beyond that, I think we're ready to pull the click out. What do you guys think?
Let's do
Please
it.
join me.
I was gonna say, what is this? The Door of the Explorer session?
Not late enough to say that. I did, and I am realizing. Were you serious? My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I better introduce you guys. Since we do have a packed show tonight, I guess we probably shouldn't dawdle and all that good stuff. Huh? We got to get this moving.
But the dawdling's fun.
Just so everybody knows,
That's why we're here.
you may drink all the beverages you like. We will take a short break in the middle, so you can go refill and tinkle. So enjoy yourself. Watch along. Let's start with, you can now see Mr. Gary Vidal. Say hey there.
Well, hello, Internet land. Thank you again for coming out. And thank you, all you artists who came out tonight to join the Pin Flick and do tarot. I'm very excited to see what you guys have in store.
And you are here in Springfield, Missouri, as am I.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
You
we were
and I are
talking
both.
about-
We're doing a new thing tonight. I'm going to tell you guys where we're from. So I'm in Springfield, Missouri. So is our host, Deanna, and our Tony Stark, Nate Howard down there, and fellow clever
Hi,
Kaiju.
Nate. He's here with us too. Yeah, we were talking before the show, and everybody's from so many different places. I'm like, well, that would be interesting to know.
Yeah.
So next up, we're gonna Shannon
Potrats.
Potrats. I
Potrats.
did not practice beforehand. January is not turning out well for me. Shannon Potrats. Where are you joining us from tonight?
I'm streaming from Georgetown, Kentucky.
Very cool. Yes. Miss Cassie Parker.
Hi, I'm from Springfield too.
Jared George.
What's up? I'm gonna be funny and just sound from Republic.
Okay. Suburbs of Springfield, Missouri.
Right.
All right, we got Eric E. Danger Wright.
Hey guys, broadcasting from Denver, Colorado tonight. Yeah, I swear I announced it like a while ago. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I was following along on posts that I knew you were moving, but not where. So cool.
Oh, should have pointed it out.
I know.
Is that a taxidermied Ewok head? Because that really looks like Wicket from where I'm sitting.
Actually,
I really hope so.
My friend Mark's sculptural work.
Nice.
He does a lot of stuff with like Venetian masks and stuff.
All right, next up, we've got Mr. Cliff Gamble.
Hi. Coding at you from Wisconsin. So.
That's it.
Just making sure.
He's not gonna give you too much information. He just said Wisconsin. I'm in the state. That's all you need to know.
I'm in the state. Nobody's ever heard of Elkhorn, so
I'm in my secret underground bunker.
I can't tell you where I'm at. Mr. Josh Metter.
Hello, I am Josh Metter. I'm from, well, now I'm in Willard, Missouri. Yeah, based in Springfield, currently in Willard, hoping to move back to Springfield soon.
I would definitely want out of Willard if I was there.
You said currently in Willard. I thought maybe you were just there for tonight.
No.
Broadcast. All right, next, Daryl Claunch. Where are you?
I'm in Springfield too. I'm right next to the Bass Pros.
That's right. I used to
Yep.
live with you, but now I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And yet no one shows up.
is it?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm actually thinking of designs now, so closer. It took me 5 years the first time. Kat Miller is here with us.
Hello. I am also in the Springfield.
The Springfield.
The Springfield.
And we've also got Kevin Russell.
Hey, I'm here in Palm Bay, Florida. Originally from Jamaica, but Palm Bay is my home for now. So.
Nice.
Yay.
Awesome.
An eclectic group. Let's start a new thing and try to get somebody from each of the 50 states.
That'd be a long show.
Well, we can divide
That's
it
gonna
between
take a while.
Everyone does a cryptid from their state.
in one season. Let's try to hit. Yeah, we should get some of those out of country people on the Discord.
Like, hey, stay up late and be on.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the chat, we've got Miss Rachel Norton. Hi, Rachel. She said hi.
Rachel, what's up?
She has heard of Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Rachel.
She's heard of it. What is
Heard
it near? What is Elkhorn near? Just really quick before we start.
It's not really near anything. It's about an hour from Madison and an hour from Milwaukee. Well, 45 minutes from Milwaukee. So
All right,
Actually,
we-
elkhorns are typically closer to the elk ear.
yeah.
I was gonna say let's start to hush Jared up, but I guess Jared's going first. So
Oh, Jared's going first.
And you guys, this month you might have heard me when I was rambling before we came live. The order they answered me that yes, they'd be on this show, I took as the sign to do the order. So, and then Jared just pointed out he's been first. So this will be the third show in a row. So
Dun dun
be everything.
dun.
It's all good. Let me figure out how to do this again. If it's the first time, every time.
Every time.
And
Now, I hope I made it shareable. I probably didn't even do that.
I'm sure you did.
I did not.
It
but
looks
is
like it
now.
is.
It is now.
Oh, okay.
And Jared, you had the choices of the world or the magician.
Yeah, one second. I gotta figure out how this stuff works here.
Well, you can ramble about that while you. Now, see, I'm new to tarot, so I'm learning. There's major arcana, minor arcana, suit. Ooh. I'm intrigued.
So I went with magician. Yeah, is numero uno in the groupings. It's about as deep as I got before I lost interest in all the background of it, but I do like that all the symbolism for it. And then of course I immediately went towards skulls and chicks, so I just kept having this image in my head over and over of like a lady with the deer skull head. So I started doodling it up, and I forgot my sketchbook at home. I started off in my pocket sketchbook and just kind of went from there. But as she grew, can you see that one?
Yeah.
That's where she ended up at.
The first one.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what's happening here.
I can just see your preliminary sketches right now.
Okay, let me dag-nab it.
My word, I love that word.
Let's try this.
There we
There
go.
Yeah,
And that's where she turned out.
Yeah, that's sick.
that's pretty. So when is
Yeah.
your set coming out?
Yeah.
If it takes me this long for a card, never. I got people still waiting on issue 3 of a comic I quit making 10 years ago.
That's
Magic.
Yeah.
It was just the first image that popped in my head whenever I saw the two options. I'm like, that's just the route I gotta go with it. Played around with a little bit of texture in the background and mostly just wanted to be both, I don't know, rich, but at the same time, little me with some poppier color in the background and stuff. I just had a lot of fun messing with the colors on this one.
The color's fantastic for sure.
Love those.
Mhm.
It looks great.
Can you like zoom in?
I guess. Yeah.
I don't want to put my glasses on.
So there's a lot. I dig all
Yeah,
the bits and
I
pieces.
want to see all the juicy
Oh,
bits.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice, dude.
Oh,
Costume design and
Yeah.
good stuff.
I'm a fan of
Yes.
this texture in the background there.
Mhm.
Well, I love how organic the lines feel. It doesn't feel like a digital painting to me.
Yeah.
Like it feels very organic and nice.
It kind of, like I said, I very rarely anymore start with a physical sketch, but I couldn't help myself. I was at work and I was in a meeting, and so I started sketching. And then they asked me a question, and I was like, I have no idea what we're talking about. So yes. Anyway, so
How big is this?
the file ended up being 11 by 17.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, and Mike Huff pop in, say hi friends, hi Mike, and Pigeon
Hi, Mike.
Falls, effing sick.
Effing sick.
Rachel wanted to know, did you choose arbitrary symbols behind her, or do they actually mean something?
I literally just look up Arcana symbols and just found the ones that I dug the most. And then, like this line art back here, like the triangle designs, that was just me throwing up some lines because it was lacking right here. Very hardcore.
She also says the cloak really pops.
Yeah, I was very happy with how that all turned out. I normally go a little bit brighter in color, so it was fun to kind of mute the palette a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, the overall flow of it is fantastic.
I agree.
Yeah, man, those folds are great. I love that. Also, just the symmetry and the whole thing is cool. That like emblem on her chest is badass.
Thank you. I was terrified I was not doing a good tarot card.
No, you killed it. Also, that lettering is awesome.
Yeah,
Did
wait,
you do
where did
that
you take these
lettering
symbols
too?
from?
I don't know. I might be manifesting a demon or something. We'll find out whenever we play. That'd be something I'd do.
That'd be a great comic book, actually. Do that and then draw what happens.
All right. Well, thank you all for looking. Get what?
Thanks for drawing.
I made it all
That's
up.
awesome.
All right, after Jared, next Cat.
Oh, goody.
All right, now Cat.
Cat.
I thought you were just being an overachiever. She thought I was making her draw too, didn't you? So
I most definitely did.
I'm glad you did because I saw them and they're awesome. She had the devil and the lovers.
Oh.
Okay, I think I did this right. Did I do this right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm not entirely sure I did it right. So yeah, no, I've actually studied tarot quite a bit. I've recently got a new tarot book that I've been having my eye on for a little bit. Anyways, so I will full on admit that I didn't do as much study on the lovers as I did with the devil, but nah, it's all fine. So essentially, here, you know what? I'll just read it out of my book. Let's see. Divine meaning, choice, temptation, attraction, and the struggle between sacred and the profane, harmony of inner and outer aspects. Not exactly one of my favorite definitions of it, but um mostly because I wasn't really a big fan of having the third person there, but this way I went around instead of trying to make it masculine, it's more of a hey, there's a thing that has no it's more of the idea of the harmony between the two versus
Mhm.
versus that. And I pretty much just typed a whole bunch from the White Rider deck. Not gonna lie. I will definitely say that January has not been my best month, but that's okay. So, that is the lovers. For the devil, yeah, there we go. For the devil, I did a lot more research into as it's more talking about toxic relationships. And if you ask me, it definitely needs a major, like the original symbolism needs a major redesign of it. And the thing about the devil is that it's, like I said, it's toxic relationships, but the key point with it is that these chains specifically are loose. So the person themselves can take that away. And so um a lot of, especially women, have a lot of like body dysmorphia issues. And so, here's this thought process of people, having issues with weight and food and things like that, but also not just toxic relationships with people, but toxic relationships with things as well. And so, and devil can't always be a goat man. So I was like, what am I going to do for the devil in this? That's really just like, all right, let's take elements from it and see what we get.
Cool.
So was that like I like that it looks like a scratch board piece. It doesn't look like it was done digitally. It looks like a old scratch board.
Yeah, it looks like a lithograph.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially the
Yeah.
use of the positive and negative. It definitely reminds me of Scratchboard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The old
that's
books. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that really jumped out at me too. It's like that's really awesome that you chose that style to represent these cards. Like it's kind of a nod to the beginnings of tarot.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Exactly. Like something you would see in the old world. Like,
Yeah.
cool. Love that.
Yeah, almost like an obsession. Yeah.
All right, Pigeon Fall says slay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Rachel's wondering what made you choose the color palette.
So this is actually digital. I personally use a lot of fuchsia, and I prefer having like fuchsia or magenta in my artwork because I really, really like that color. It's a transformative color. And so because it's never quite just pink or it's never quite purple, it's like this combination of colors, and I really like that. And so you'll see it a lot in a lot of my stuff. But it's one of my go-to colors whenever I'm doing stuff. That and Payne's Gray, which is actually the background on this. It's a variation of Payne's Gray.
And I'm happy to see that I'm not the only one that did 2 cards. So I like to see that you carried the motif over from one card to the other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's really
definitely.
cool.
The consistency in design is great there.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have been thinking about off and on for a long time of doing my own tarot deck. I did a couple years back pre-COVID, I did an entire regular 52 card deck in preparation to do a tarot deck. And I was like, I'm kind of done with this right now. So
Fair.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
Rachel says they can't hear you at all.
oh, can't hear Nate. Uh-oh.
He just talked a lot. He's
Oh,
looking
wait,
at.
Is he locked up? Oh, yes.
He'll figure it out.
There, how's that? Yeah, it looks like my driver got confused. I think
Ooh.
the recording software that I'm using to stream everything right now and Zoom, I think the drivers are sharing and they got swapped and I didn't realize. So yeah, sorry. It's good. I assure you there's nothing important that I've said.
What's weird is we all just kept getting silent.
Well, I'm sitting here
Yeah.
looking right
We're
at
talking.
it. I'm looking right at my mic input and it wasn't moving and I didn't even think about it. But yeah, it just looked like Zoom overtook it and then
Oh man.
and that's fine. Normally they run at the same time, but yeah, my bad.
It was all
Whichever
brilliant.
one loads first, it takes priority, and I didn't catch it.
Back to Cat. This is nicely done tonight.
Yeah,
Also, too, I have to add. I like that you added a texture to that gray background too.
Oh.
Like it looks like it has a texture.
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah,
Okay,
like a
so
slate.
I am a huge fan of the program Rebel Painting. It's by Escape Graphic or Escape Motion, I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
Anyways, they are super sick in the fact that all of their canvases actually have textures and whatever medium you choose to work with will interact with the textures.
Nice.
I like that.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
This is Rebel 7 a couple months back. They had a major sale on it, and I got this for like $15, and
Oh, nice.
normally it's at like $150.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
So, I will praise them all day long. This is just a standard canvas for them. It's a watercolor paper canvas and with just a color thrown over it.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And
Here
then
we go.
next up is Cassie.
Woot woot.
So Cassie, what were you choosing between?
Let me see. Okay, share.
Looks like the tower or the chariot.
So I thought I was gonna try and do both of them because I can never make up my mind, but I went ahead and did the tower because it's dramatic.
Yeah, it makes your heart stop when
Yeah.
when you see
It's
it.
not the card you want to pull.
No,
No.
I mean,
death
for the
is like
most part.
okay, thank you, but the tower like
Yeah.
Like you'd much rather go and pull death than any other
yeah,
card.
Yeah.
So is it playing right now?
It's,
No.
Not yet. It's spinning.
yeah, we're seeing your
Yeah.
screen broadcast, but
Yeah,
okay.
it's having some issues. Hang on, let me try it again.
I believe in
3, 2,
you.
1.
If we
I've
ever
been
have
having issues with my internet tonight.
we're not going to know what to do.
Yeah, it's giving me a spinny wheel. No, what's going on?
Did you have to turn off your camera last time? Was that you?
No,
No.
I don't think I've ever had issues except just not remembering where things were.
Did you drop it in the folder?
I did.
Oh wait, here you
There
go.
we go.
You
Now
are
that's-
sure.
yeah,
Is it sharing now?
Yeah.
Your screen's
It
great.
looks like
Oh,
it.
there,
There we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We're in.
Ooh.
Oh,
that's
cool.
good.
That's awesome.
It's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Oh,
So I
Oh,
just want
okay.
to show you my screen first.
Tease. Such a tease.
I do like the contemporary tower.
Yes, I wanted
Yeah.
to do something with like a communications tower because I feel like what would really mess our society up? What would be something that would symbolize like the upheaval
Mhm.
that the tower has whenever you pull that card. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, lack of communication, whether that's cell towers or Wi-Fi, internet, or something like that. So I was doing different sketches, you see, very lovely.
Yeah.
And then in the process of working on it, I was just
Birds.
blocking in color.
Oh, that's so cool looking.
Dude,
I
I
love
want to
that
see
the
the rest of
tower
your
is.
deck.
I love that the tower is kind of off balance, almost
Yeah,
like it's
it's
Yeah.
verge of teetering over. I dig that.
it's completely unbalanced and just like standing by luck.
Yeah.
This is so well designed.
Yeah,
That
it's really well
perspective is
designed.
amazing.
Yeah, perspective
I
and
love
everything.
it.
That's
I like it a lot.
because you wouldn't think,
And
oh,
the
it's a
rain.
tower. Okay, it's like a fortress or it's something like that. But no, like
The motion lines are great
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
those poor
Thank
birds.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, the poor birds.
I was just playing around with it and blocking in the color, and I just kind of liked the way it looked and just went with this graphical look more than what I normally do that has a lot of line art. I don't do a lot of like lineless stuff, you know, where it's a little chunkier, choppier kind
Yeah.
of, but it has a little bit of texture in
Yeah,
it
that's
with
a
the
designer
texture I
brain
use.
right there.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
graphic designer in
That is
me really
100%. Like
appreciates
if you were to
this.
see that
So.
for 1 second on a poster, it's
Yeah.
you know exactly what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
Dude, you
Yeah.
know what I would love to see? I would love to see your rendition of the Hitchcock movie The Birds.
Yeah.
Like, but in this
Just
style.
vector eyeballs being pulled from skulls.
Oh my gosh,
I
I saw
love
that
that.
when I was way too young.
Oh,
The birds.
That was like the scene that stuck with me.
Yeah, that's the second this came up, I thought of Vertigo.
Yeah, yeah.
It has a
Looking at it, but in a
like
good
a
way.
60s inspiration with it.
Yeah,
Was
like-
Saul Bass was the graphic designer on those, I believe.
Mhm.
oh yeah.
I love how the rain's coming out too. So much thicker
Mhm.
at the bottom and
Right, yeah.
clouds.
Like you're
Yeah, I wanted to emphasize like you're looking up at the tower, like you're at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the piece I'm working on for the Kaiju Scene Red book is influencing me a little bit because I was doing something with the similar perspective in that as well. So I think it's just on my brain.
that's so well done.
I like the
Because I
emphasis
mean, you
of-
think so. A tower in tarot, the tower drawing it's a sudden like, it's a sudden and unexpected change, like an upheaval. So it could be disastrous. It might not be, but usually it
Mhm.
represents something sudden and completely unexpected. Which I would not expect a tower or anything. You figure like, oh, okay, it's like a fortress, or in this case, like, you know, like this is probably the best representation of what this like. And I've seen a lot of different card like deck like artworks. This is probably this is actually a chilling angle and shot.
Yeah.
and like I don't
You
think
know
I've
where it's
seen.
coming from.
It's like, oh, okay, tower. Okay, so I'm like it's a fortress. It's safety. It's solitude. No. Like I don't really understand why that means what it does, but this artwork definitely portrays the meaning. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, I
Solid.
struggled with doing something that wasn't a character, but I wanted to push myself because I've wanted to do this concept and do a tarot deck at some point, but
yeah.
Yeah,
it's hard to
I'll
approach
get one.
something that I'm not familiar with. You know, I like doing character art more. So,
Sure.
and I think that's why the style went somewhere completely different.
It's one of the
than
few
usual.
cards that doesn't have a person front and center,
Yeah.
interacting or reminiscing, or you know, like it's one of the very few cards that has very little room for a person. Like,
Yeah, and I didn't want people falling off the tower, so I was like, well,
I mean,
bluebirds.
there's a lot of there's some that are literally the tower being struck, like cut in half, struck by lightning, or just on fire, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, but those poor birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this image though so much. Like
Yeah.
the birds don't bother me. Like I would put this on my wall. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
Mhm.
graphically delicious and pleasing.
So you could easily drop
love
the
it.
text and it would still work just fine.
Yeah.
Context.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I don't know if I had any other. I didn't do any borders or anything like that. I kind of wish I could have done more with it, but
I think it's
Yeah.
just good.
I like a little bit of that where they, with tarot cards when they frame them and add a little bit of extra flourish. So the card itself is artwork, not just a picture on it's just with this, I just
Do like
didn't
a
know how
bronze
to
foil on
incorporate
the
that to
outside
the
edge and
style that
call
I
it
would
good.
have liked.
But this to me feels like a movie poster.
Yeah.
though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a card that feels like a movie poster. You don't have to worry about borders or anything. It
Yeah.
speaks for itself. Like it's effing delicious. Like you don't have to do any borders to it.
All right. If you toss like a date at the bottom of the tower right there, and this is always hanging up, I'd go see that movie. I know
Yeah,
I don't.
exactly.
I would
Watch.
expect Willem Dafoe at the top of the tower.
Oh yeah, there's definitely William Dafoe in that
Like he
flick.
just lives there, I guess.
Which Skarsgård brothers in this movie?
Whichever one's dressed up as a walrus.
Peter.
Very well
That
done.
was beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Great.
Fantastic.
Thank
design.
you.
Very.
All right. The next person was not able to make it tonight, so we stuck Mr. I don't go first, I don't go last in there. Next.
You mean Nate?
I don't go at all.
No, I miss seeing your stuff, man. Quit being so busy.
You're
No, I know.
So I had two options: the Hanged Man and the Star, and I chose the Star. Because a lot of people think,
Right? As soon as I saw Hanged Man, I'm like Gary Vidal.
yeah, because
What would Gary do?
horror, yeah. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this other thing.
Oh.
But don't worry, because there's some dark elements in some of my concepts and stuff.
Of course there
What
is.
would Gary do?
Didn't know a lot about the card. Honestly, I had to like look things up on online and stuff like that. But I just kind of approached it like I had like three themes. One was like fairies, one was like a dark one, and one was kind of like this light sorceress type thing.
Wait, I gotta say, between these three, the clothed one almost looks the sexiest because she looks like sassy.
I love that pose.
Like she's pouring Pinky out or something.
So the fairy one, I just approached it as like, I've seen fairy versions of tarot cards before, and I was like, I'll try it too, because it's very light-hearted kind of thing, bright colors. I try to keep things bright even in the concept here with like the light sources and her pouring the water out. Like, so I wanted that light hitting everything. You guys ever seen the movie Legend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Soft focused like a mother. Yeah. Like that's the one it was gonna look like. And then I was gonna have like a really, really dark one, like with the stars up here, and the main one was gonna be on fire. But she wasn't pouring from jugs, like it was just blood running out of her hand. Out, and like this wasn't gonna be running onto the rock, it was just gonna be the liquid is just gonna be veining out like in the air kind of thing. Like
Cool.
yeah. It's gonna be like really, really, really dark. And then I had the sorceress concept that I did. But when I finished them, I had my daughter and my wife come in, and I said, "Hey, I want you guys to decide which one I'm gonna do." Because I could pick one all day; it doesn't matter. But they ended up at first they're like, "Oh, well, you should do the fairy," and then they started leaning more towards the sorceress here, and I ended up doing this. Using the sorceress concept. What I came up with, and I used no color. I did all the values this time around because I feel like it worked really well for what I was doing.
Very cool.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Love it.
That like legit looks like an MTG version of a tarot card.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like a what?
Magic the Gathering
Magic
card.
the Gathering.
You hear that? You hear that, Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, Magic the Gathering was doing tarot.
Haley would never
I could
forgive
see
you.
But yeah, this was just the idea. I kind of wanted a version that kind of spilled out of the frame and kind of ran kind of into the bleed of the card.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
But then you have like the borders that kind of interact with the
Yeah.
background here, like it's like in front of the rocks, and then over here it kind of blends in with the borders over here. And I created with a brush tool. I didn't use like my lasso tools or anything like that because I kind of wanted it to look a little organic and
Yeah.
have a little bit of mess ups like incomplete lines in it and stuff. Just something that made it look more just organic. I just didn't want it to be too digital feeling and looking. Even the brushes I used were very let's see. Show you guys the one I used. It's more like this style of a brush, more of a pastel-y brush, which has a brush stroke kind of like this to it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that you used a warmer sepia
Yeah.
than
yeah,
a
it's like
regular black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always try to start with like a warmer gray than a cooler gray. Like if I'm doing horror stuff, I'll stick with like cooler, like duller. I call them hopeless gray. And then like with stuff like this, I'll do like warmer.
I just figured they print better if it ever went to print. It a little bit more range to work with if you needed to adjust, but no, this is really well done, man. Yeah, you nailed it.
Once
Thank
again,
you.
that pose I love.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, dude, you killed it.
Good movement.
I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, if you guys want one day, we can go online. I can totally deconstruct this file. I saved it all in layers, so I can show you stuff like
Yay!
the lighting,
Yeah.
the moon, the crest, the border, the banner. I got to where I was like just painting over because I took the concept from the other file and just brought it in here and blew it up and started painting over it. And then I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but I'll paint like on another layer and then I'll just flatten them and then I'll just create another layer and start painting some more. And if I think it's good, I'll flatten it.
Yep.
Because it wasn't for a client or anything really, so I can do that. But if it was like for a client, everything would be in layers. Like but like with this, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna flatten it, and I can take that, and I can flatten that too, and flatten that. So, yeah, that's how it works to try to to keep the layers to a minimum. But yeah, as you can see, that it wasn't like that. This to me is like not a lot of layers. But
Sure.
And it's the least
Whatever you
amount of
gotta
layers
say,
I've ever
so.
seen.
but yeah, guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
That's really awesome.
Hey, all right. Well, we are going to have our fifth artist next. And then Nate, how long of a short break are we going to take?
I don't know, a couple minutes. We got our Kaiju commercial, and then
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we are going to see the card of Josh.
Yeah.
All right,
For
here
the
we
break.
go.
Let me
If I
see.
can remember also how to do this.
Oh, you had Justice or the Moon?
Correct. Yes, I had the moon.
The moon.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like the line work.
I just saw the moon's face.
Yeah.
The moon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, is this digital or traditional?
It's all digital.
See, that's been a
You
crazy
have like a
thing
Sharpie
tonight.
brush.
Yeah, yeah. It's marker.
Ah.
I just went down to this marker one.
That's awesome.
That's
It's crazy how a lot of these tonight have looked like they were done traditionally, but they were done digitally. I'm really impressed with the quality.
I've made brushes to make it look like Sharpie. I didn't even realize.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I just don't even mess around with like trying to make a custom brush or whatever. I just take whatever program brush it is and try to make it work for me. So I started off.
That is really well done. I think honestly, just the tone of underneath it probably does so much for it.
I like what you did
Yeah,
with
it
the
really looks
lettering
like mine.
there at the bottom.
Yeah, The
Love
lettering.
that. Yeah, like the cut
Yeah.
into the the dark parts of the mountain into yeah, it's nice.
I didn't do that
Shadow.
initially. I did that whenever I was doing the lettering for the final, and I couldn't see what I was doing. So I just had to cut
Oh,
that bit out.
Excellent.
So then I could letter over top and see what I was writing. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it did kind of turn out to look cool after. This is like the first time I'm seeing it like this. Um, but yeah, so I had fun. I just tried to really focus on composition with this and try to lead the eye through the image. But the moon was a really interesting card. I am so new to tarot. I didn't know what anything meant or what anything was. So I had to do all the research. But it was cool. It's like you've got these two towers that represent duality, and then there's the dog and the wolf in the card who also represent like the different halves in humanity, the civilized part and the wild part. So I tried to put that all into one image, uh, being just like the one wolf dog in the back.
Oh, well, hold on.
Yeah, sorry. No, I noticed it too. It should be back and running now, but there's a delay.
Okay. Sorry, I looked over at the Facebook feed and it was black.
And it's still running because his subtitles are still running.
Okay, good.
I just had to reset the frame. Yeah, and it should be back now.
Sorry.
But no, your voice was still going. So sorry. Continue.
It's all good. All right. Well, thanks for letting me know. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm pretty new at this, so I'm not sure what all of the meanings are. But from what I did research, it was kind of funny how it kind of lined up with what I'm doing, trying to be more imaginative, writing short stories, taking these classes at MSU, uh, trying to work in different mediums. Like I'm taking a 3D class, so I'm doing sculpture, which I typically work just in 2D. And I'm also taking a photography class, which is a new medium entirely. And we're doing analog photography. So I'm learning how to develop film and all this other stuff. So it was really cool how this card just kind of played into what I was doing outside of my normal comic work.
That's cool. I like that you flipped the moon too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
solid.
you can thank my partner for that. She is the technical mastermind. She always lets me know whenever compositions are off. So I do appreciate the help.
It's came out great, man.
I just gave her the see, I'm right.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love the minimalism here, man.
Yes.
You're capturing so much depth with just basic lines, which is pretty badass.
Yeah. You don't have to add anything else to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just right. Yeah, I love it. And I love that you didn't put it on like just a straight white background. You use like a nice like inviting color underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that tone underneath is what really brings out the different like layers of the marker kind of tones. The way they overlap.
Yeah, I thought that was cool how they kind of grayed out. And then when I just went in with
that
the
opacity change, and then
Yeah.
that tone underneath it warms it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. It was really cool to learn about tarot and what the cards mean because I've heard of it before
Yeah.
and I've seen the decks. Like I went to a couple of stores, one in Denver, I think it's Ritual Craft, and then there's the Oracle in Kansas City. And I like
Oracle's pretty cool.
The cards are really cool. So I was pretty excited to do this prompt.
Wow.
Yeah, every now and then my wife will. It's a 4 of Cups kind of day, and of course she'll have 4 cups in front of her display. But I'm like, I get it. You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
It's like it's like oh, it's just clever to be able to drop a card and.
Well, thanks
I
for
like
letting me
how
share,
the
guys.
I like how
Appreciate
you were
that.
adding detail. You kept adding detail and deciding that it wasn't going to be right for the image. That's fun to watch too.
Yeah, the digital version of crumpling it up and throwing it
Dude,
away.
I love that part.
Yeah,
of
right.
Watching
You're
the
like-
time lapses, like
where
the
you're like-
decisions that
Where
are
you're
being
like, yeah, right. You're like, oh, I want to do this, and then you're like, oh, that doesn't look right. Okay, so try this. No, that's terrible.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out which brush to use. I was like, yeah, I think I'll just stick with the marker. It looks
Yeah.
best that way.
And that also shows how like it's like, oh, you can tell like if someone planned for how far they planned their image compared to like if they're like, oh well, I need to figure this problem out. Or if they, you can tell where the problem solving was happening, not in Josh's piece, but like this in general. When you watch, even in my own work, it's like, oh, I hit a snag. I didn't think about this. Now I got to work this. And you just watch it. It's like, oh my God, is that what that was like? But it's neat to see thought processes and like if you planned it out and stuff.
Well, even if you plan it out like 100%, you can get in there and go, oh wow, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And then have
Which is the moon
This
card.
plan sucks.
Which is the moon card by definition. Is that whole like insecurity and like, oh, this is a mistake. Insecurity, yeah.
Yeah.
How ironic. We
All
don't
right,
believe this stuff.
We're not doing bad on time. It's 9 o'clock and we're halfway through. So I was
Yeah.
nervous we would ramble too much and keep everybody up too late, but the art, of course, is intriguing and it's going to keep us up. So we'll keep going fast, people. But Nate, are we ready for a quick break?
Yeah, we'll take a quick break. You just mute your mics or whatever in the meantime. Go get you
Yeah,
some water.
whatever you guys are
Sounds
doing, we
good.
can hear if you don't mute. So
Okay, we'll see you back here in like 2 minutes.
Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com. Clever Kaiju is an artist-led organization that brings visual artists together to learn, develop, create, and bring their work to the world. We host a live art show called The Pin Clique and virtual labs with professional instructors. Check out our webcomics, online store, event schedule, and Discord community at cleverkaiju.com. That's Kaiju, cleverkaiju.com.
Sorry, internet land.
Clever Kaiju is an art.
This instead. There you go.
Now, if you all cannot quote that entire commercial after that, well.
So yeah, if you didn't get the message, I'm sorry. No, I just couldn't hear it in the monitor, so I just assumed it wasn't working. Okay, well, my bad.
Isaac sounds good though.
Yeah, well, good. I'll just have
Because
to.
last time I didn't unmute it, so I didn't get to hear it.
So it was supposed to just play once and then go to this "We'll be right back" screen, but then.
Ew.
So I'll get it right next time.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Well, it's
Okay.
apparently it was running just fine. It just wasn't showing in the monitor the way I thought it would. So well, it's.
Pin Clique, dude. Should I tell him what could happen?
Is everybody back? Are we waiting on anybody?
Hey, everybody's here.
Everyone's back.
Did Jared pop out? Where did Jared go?
Where's Jared?
Just a couple seconds ago, but yeah, he just closed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
That'll be the suspense for the second half. But up next we've got Eric. What do you got for us, Eric?
Switching.
So, as a dyed-in-the-wool skeptic, I thought it was super weird that I drew the Fool card as I'm moving as
The
far
Fool is
away
my
as-
favorite card.
Actually, as a skeptic, that's perfect.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The Fool is a fantastic card and is probably my most favorite.
Let's see.
No pressure.
It's between the Fool and Judgment. Did that say anything
Yeah.
about your move?
I wanted to do them
That's funny.
both. Let's see. So it's unfortunately not quite finished, but Best I've got is a picture of its current status on my drafting table.
Nice.
Sweet,
Oh
man.
my god, that's
I
gorgeous.
love it.
Dig it.
Now
So-
now we have another season's episode of We Are Tarot Cards.
Love fool, I love that.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Or is great.
that's so cool.
I'm glad you
How
like
big
it.
is
Day 4.
This is roughly 11 by 14, I believe. I'm not sure. It's pretty big. I multiplied the actual print scale by like 3. Let's
Is
see.
that watercolor?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, love that framework.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
gorgeous.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I like the Art Nouveau.
Composition is great. Especially with the usage of color.
What's that?
The composition is great, especially how you use the color with the
Appreciate
composition.
it.
Like you're just right there where the sun is, where it's bright. And yeah, that's great.
Oof.
there's a lot of details. Are you able to zoom
Yeah.
in?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Oop. There we go.
Oh.
Let's see. Used some of my old art school tricks and did a reverse trace transfer to create that symmetry in the frame there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was
cool.
gonna say if you how that I was curious how that worked.
Well, can you go into that a little bit?
Oh, so like a trace transfer, you take some tracing paper,
Mhm.
you just trace over the top of what you've drawn out for yourself, right? And so you have all this this graphite that's sitting on it, and you can just flip it over and trace back over it and transfer that graphite back onto your page.
Yeah.
It's
That's old school.
Might
I
be
remember
easier.
doing
that. Let's see.
We
Wanted
do
to
that with
be-
tattoos a lot.
Yeah. Definitely translates for that for sure.
I mean, if you got a whole, because you need symmetry on a body part that's not symmetrical, but you want it artistically the same. It's gotta, yeah. So you just kind of do
Yeah.
a reverse transfer.
So that's a good little trick for a partner there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wanted to be super pretentious, so I went with the French Le Faux.
It's like a little cherry on top. No.
Yeah.
Le Faux.
Let's see.
That was like one of the first things I noticed. I was like, Eric.
And it captured like the whole mood of the card perfectly. Like it's.
That's me for sure.
Yeah, and that sweater is real for anybody who doesn't know. The sweater and the bow tie, that's actually the outfit I met him at whenever like one of the first year, because I sat across from him at a Vision Con the year that we met Robbie Wrist, which is a big year for us. And that was the year that we also met Eric. And I met him officially, and he was wearing that exact same outfit.
That's awesome.
He was the guy with the bow tie and the teddy bear.
That was my first Vision Con.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Memory.
And is this what you thought when you saw him? Look at
that. Yeah. No. I mean, you could take him at face value, and I mean, like it was. He just has a style. He just had a classy kind of. He just had a classy, I don't know, sarcastic look, like kind of vibe about it, and it was, and I don't know, like there was nothing. Everything I took from him was very serious, but it wasn't meant to be, and that was the point, and so it's weird.
glad I convey that.
Yeah.
I like to refer to my aesthetic as dork chic. Is,
Hell yeah.
You know, it never occurred to me to turn our tarot cards into self-portraits. That
It's
should have
just
been
the
a
smile,
prompt
like,
for another show.
There's no better fool, because I figured that I told Haley, who we haven't seen on the show a little bit. She's almost to the point of getting her tattoo license. She's almost there, and I told her that. And I mean, at any time she's ready, I would love to have like a full, like, she goes by Skinwalker Inc. That's her moniker. That's the name she goes by now. And I was like, I want a Skinwalker full tarot card from you. It might be this now.
That would be awesome.
Have you?
Bring it up, doing like a self-portrait tarot. That would be an interesting deck if the whole deck was just you.
There's 72 cards, but yeah.
Which one of us is the devil?
I think the devil would have a diaper on.
Kelly Williams, maybe.
Be very uncool.
He's kind of got that goat thing going on with the long hair and the beard.
Frozen. He's posing.
I think Eric is frozen. Eric, I think are you frozen?
Just a really good pose.
Yeah.
He froze on a good note, man.
Oh,
That's a book cover right there. Like,
talk about pretentious, man. Even the internet is in sync with him.
when they do like his like memoriam or like Hall of Fame speech, they're gonna show that on the screen. Like that pose.
Well, I guess we're done with Eric's, and we'll hope he pops back in.
Yeah.
They might need you to let them in though, so make sure you check and see.
It's not showing me that side at all, so I think it's disabled.
Okay, so they don't have to wait in a waiting room or anything.
I don't think so. If they do, I don't know where it's at.
Dun,
That's
dun,
new.
dun.
We'll see.
The Court of Owls are systematically picking us off one by one.
Nice.
Yeah, be careful. After you guys present, things are happening. I don't know what.
I'll be the last one standing. Me and Dan are like, what do we do?
I'm glad I didn't draw.
I don't draw anymore.
If Kathy's electricity goes out because of her card, I'm pulling out, folks.
All right. Well, next up to Brave presenting art is Kevin.
All right. I got the choice of strength and death.
Oh.
I chose death.
Yeah.
Bring that up.
Death is a cool card.
Yeah, I'm learning what I'm reading about it. That's supposed to be a good one to pull.
Yeah, it just means it's just it's like the Tower, but more in your court. Than something's ending and something new is beginning. Like it's kind of wrapping up.
It's not like the movies. You're not gonna die when you pull the card.
No.
That's why I chose
It's
it.
completely opposite.
That's why I chose it, actually.
All right. Oh, are you able to share? Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, he's
We're in there.
I didn't get to push it all the way I wanted.
Oh,
Those tiny little
Dude,
lines.
that's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Even where you didn't need to, you did. It's perfectly good border, and you still did it.
Well,
and it's beautifully done.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. But I mean, the choice was strength or death, and I did a bunch of thumbnails. I wish I'd scanned them. But with the death one, I said, let me go with it and just do it pen and ink, brush and ink. So I scanned in a smaller sketch, printed it 12 by 18, then went to end up with a fountain pen and a brush.
Wow.
And it definitely hit a spot for me, you know, the whole transformation and change in life.
Yeah.
So that's why I just put some time in on it, as much as I could anyway. It's been kind of crazy down here for me.
Now, what's in his hand? Is that a butterfly?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh?
Like
The
I
way you
said,
did
the
the
last-
lighting. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's killer.
and the lines for indicating the shadow, light and shadow. Oh my god, dude, it's so well done.
Thank you.
And I have to say this is so metal.
It is. It's very
Yeah,
metal.
dude.
What's cool is like because I'm looking at it also on my phone screen, so it's like smaller. It's only like maybe not even a quarter the size of my phone screen, and it's like even we're getting like really far back from my monitor because it's huge. Like those details translate at all distance. Like all those, it's like one color, but where you spaced out the lines, it has a very screen print kind of effect where there's a lot of gray tones in it. If you look at it from a distance, or if you look at it when you shrink it down real small. I don't know if you can zoom out.
Yep, can.
If you zoom out pretty far, the further it gets, and I don't know if it's going to render right for you guys on the stream, but you see where you see how like it's all black. It's all black, but he's created like tones of gray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you've got a
and when
good
you
range.
Right.
You got a good tonal range in here.
Yeah, from just
when
one
you shrink
color.
it down, when you shrink it down really small, that light source with the butterfly just really it almost emanates. It's actually kind of an interesting effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much depth in it, and that glow around the butterfly really stands out when from a distance.
He was trying to nail that, so thank you guys.
Yeah, that's clear as day, even at any distance. That's well done.
Thank you.
I also feel like
zoom in
the
really close, and
subject
you see all
really
the tiny lines,
fits.
and it's annoying. Like, oh my gosh, why so many lines? Like a
What
single
did you say,
hair.
Josh?
I was just saying the subject like really fits your style.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I kind of said, all right, I got to do death.
All right, well, death.
Yeah, like if you haven't seen Kevin's other stuff on the other episodes, check it out, or just come onto the Discord, the Clever Kaiju Discord. The stuff he posts on there is so cool, man.
Yeah.
Stuff out of his sketchbook and like on his Instagram as well. Cool stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rachel says butterflies often symbolize the soul.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I just thought it was cute. Like, here's a butterfly. I'm like, oh, Death, you cool? You're all right.
I was thinking,
What scale is this?
It's 12 by 8.
Okay. It feels much larger. It's just amazing how different like line variations and stuff you got in there. It really looks way bigger than that.
Thank you.
Have you guys ever read a story called in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, it's called the Drum, but the real story is called The Other Mother. And like I would love to see Kevin's interpretation of the new mother from that story. Like that would be so creepy, crazy, man. Like just seeing this reminds me of the scene where the new mother's at the door and she's like knocking on the door. It's a very creepy story. That someone,
dude.
Someone did a audio version of it on YouTube, but I would just love to see his style's perfect for it. And I would love to see that character. It'd be so creepy, man.
Kevin's drawings to show in the dark.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Published by Clever Kaiju.
Would it be all black pages?
It would be just in the dark, yeah. Like I bet.
They're all black with
My
glow in the
monitor
dark
glow,
ink, so it's like the negative bounces off.
Nice.
One monitor glow with all of us sitting around crisscross applesauce holding up a picture book.
Next up, Shannon, you get to present your cards. You did a double take too, didn't you?
I did.
He's an overachiever.
So this is
Oh wow.
This is
Nice.
the sketch of the high priestess. So I had the high priestess and the sun. Obviously, I chose both.
My goodness.
I kind of went with
Dude.
I ended up going with a dark fantasy kind of / horror theme for my cards. So there's the finished.
Oh, that's cool. I would love to tattoo
Nice.
that. Dude, that line weight different.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that
I
is so
love it.
Thank you.
That is bold. I like that, man. That'd be fun to just hit with a heavy liner. That's so cool.
Yeah,
I
I love
like the
that
line work
contrast.
too.
Yeah.
Or like the original pencil work too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this is
beefy.
one of my sketchbooks that they're just 8.5 by 5.5 sketchbook. So
Mhm.
not huge, but I scan them really high. So it's like 800 DPI when I scanned it.
Jeez.
But
Yeah, that'd be that.
Yeah, I love that red.
That'd be a
Yeah, the
lot of fun,
colors are
dude. That look
nice.
in her eye.
Oh, dude, that's badass. I
It-
didn't even realize that was like a halftone thing.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you're,
yeah,
Oh, cool.
I love textures. So any way I can get a
Yeah.
texture, or halftone, or lines or whatever. And then the texture in the background is mostly just the paper I drew on, but I wanted to augment kind of the there's like the sketch marks you get on paper when your hand rubs across it
Right.
and wipes pencil and stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of augmented that in the scan because I wanted to keep all that texture in there. So
yeah, I'm always like that too. It feels there's a lot of energy in
yeah,
the process. And it looks
you
like you
know,
got
and
that almost
and
fingerprint
textures
kind
on
of.
paper are so random that they don't look like a repeating pattern. So I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it puts a lot of personality in the
Yeah.
piece.
Thank you.
I think
Radiating
someone
line.
mentioned the look on her face.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna mess with her. Like,
Well, there's a gut feeling
Fantastic.
suspicion, like the high priestess is like a gut feeling intuition, kind of like a
Right.
basically suspicion,
Yeah.
or a confirmation of an odd feeling. Like she is suspicious AF right now. Like
Shannon, what I love about your pencils and just your overall style anyway, it's like, especially when you work in pencil, like you don't even have to like really ink your pencils because the lines are just so just bold and confident, and
Thank you.
use
And
the
a lot of
colors
times
in
I
it.
don't. Yeah, a lot of times I don't. I mean, I ink things on occasion, and sometimes I don't know, sometimes I just like the rawness of the pencil, so I'll just go straight to color with the pencil. So
Like you and Eric are a lot like that, like with your pencils. It's like you
Yeah.
don't have to ink your stuff really.
just
Yeah.
up the contrast a little bit and it's inked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so strong as is, and have so much
clean and
energy
neat.
in it.
Yeah.
Like it's like if you inked it, you'd almost take away from that. That
Right.
energy.
Well, and there's a certain energy you lose when I feel in my stuff, there's a certain energy I lose when I ink it because
I
kind
know
of that
what you
raw
mean.
energy when the original pencils is kind of
Yeah. It's
erased in a way. So
it's too clean and empty. There's no soul to it sometimes.
right.
Like
Yeah.
I see you deliberately creating textures and they're still sharp and clean. Like I don't think that was like, I want to see the version that inspired you to capture. No, I'm gonna put texture here because I like, I wanted to, because it's still probably
Right.
far cleaner and neater than you anticipated.
Right.
But like it's your halftones, like, and that, if you zoom in on her face real quick, like, and it's interesting because is that like a brush that you?
No, actually, those are so when I adjust the contrast on the piece, I adjust it really high so I get a really almost posterizing effect on the really dark areas. The midtones disappear. I use the halftone. I use the midtones to create the halftone. So that's
that was
actually
my
the
next
drawing.
question then. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can
Yeah,
see
I would definitely love a walkthrough on how
I
you do
go-
this.
Because there's a
So
few
you
different ways
can
of doing
see-
it. James did something similar, but he does it. I thought so. There's like 3 different ways that I know of that people do, or some of them actually just put in like mask off screen and then like overlay. Some people
right.
brush them in by
So
hand.
like here's my line art layer, which is just a mask.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I still keep it pretty raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you've zoomed
Yep.
in on the bottom half yet.
Oh,
Like, better look at that skull.
Yeah, the skull's pretty awesome.
Hi.
I love how you've got like the
Yeah.
third eye
You
going
get
on
the
there.
third eye
Yeah.
socket going.
thank you.
Right, and keeping the texture in the darks, the black even. So there's
Yeah.
no quiet space.
Yeah. That's why I never believe in true blacks in art. Like,
Right. Oh
you
yeah,
always
I
want to
agree. I
add
like
some.
textures, even the black.
Yeah.
I rarely go solid black ever, even when I'm
Same
inking.
here. Maybe my line work. but yeah,
Right.
there's always gonna there's everything black could still have shadow on it, so I never
Right.
want to.
Dude, even my piece from earlier, there's no true black in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get close, but there's no like
Right.
actual like true black.
Because you
in
never
it.
know, something could go darker. So it could, if for some reason, like I still might want to go
Forgot
darker.
it too.
Oh, look at that!
That is so bad.
Here's
Look at that.
here's my other one.
That's
Here's the
awesome.
sun.
Oh yeah.
Damn, dude.
Dude, I just want to make a flash book of your art and then just like I don't know, do 50-50 split with you for anybody who gets it. Like I would love to do like
Oh.
that is so cool.
I love the eldritch feeling on this.
Mhm.
You know, when I was doing this, I kind of course, I love Lovecraft, but I kind of discovered. Have you ever heard of the Yellow King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it before, and as I was kind of going through and kind of looking at different things, I discovered this, by a book called The Yellow King by Robert Chambers, which is a precursor to Lovecraft. So I was very much inspired by that when and I thought it was perfect because I was doing this sun, so there was sort of a color motif there that I kind of tapped into.
That green is
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a sunflower with tentacles and it's still positive and uplifting.
Right.
Like, I love the flower trap, like that guy.
Yeah.
I like him.
Feed me, Seymour.
I kind of saw him in
I
three
got
different
it.
phases there. So yeah,
Little cutie just hanging out, all smiling.
feed me.
I really like how it's asymmetrical. That's really nice
Yeah.
touch.
Well, there's kind of a symmetry,
Yeah,
but
there's symmetry
not.
throughout,
The
yeah.
tentacles are different on each side, but they
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and the carryover techniques from one card to the other too to make it feel like that you definitely just plucked two out of a set.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm a huge fan of design continuity, so whenever I do anything like that, especially something that follows into the same set, I like to keep a design continuity that flows through all of it.
So cool.
I cannot wait to see the rest of the deck.
Yeah, no.
It's going to be a lot
3
of
down,
work.
70 to go.
Exactly.
Well, what did you say? The major arcana is just 22?
Yeah, the major.
22
Yeah,
for the
the main
main
arcana,
for the
yeah.
main.
There might be
Yeah.
78 card decks too.
See, you messed up by not telling us all that we had to do both of them. Because then we really have a clever
You would have
kaiju.
had the major arcana.
Yeah.
I want you guys to keep coming back. I don't want you to be like, it's getting too hard. They're giving me homework.
When you start getting into
I
like
think we
cups,
should do
wands, and
I think we
swords,
should do a pen clique tarot card deck. So
we should do what I was thinking if
That'd be
we
cool.
had enough, we would have enough of the main ones, and then we could just send it
Yeah.
off into the Discord and have them,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you do all the
Right.
6, 7, 8 of swords and wands, and you draw 20 cups. Like,
There you go.
I would love to see in the Discord
Beautiful.
continuations of these
Yeah.
decks.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
funny is that they're like each of these that are being shown. I'm like, I want to see an entire deck drawn by you.
Right.
Like, there's-
I know.
No.
It's like, man, that'd be awesome.
like
But we know
my
we
wife has
need
a
to
whole
put that on the
setup
page, like-
downstairs that she reads for and she logs. She does readings and she logs them, and it's like I would buy a deck from each of you. Like that's so well done. Some of them are like, you know what? Yeah. Of course, ever since every episode, there's probably at least once or twice where I'm like, man, can I have that? I want to tattoo it. Like, I want to put that on somebody. So I don't know, it's inspiring.
Well, next up,
Thanks.
Liv. I think you did double duty as well.
I did.
I feel like such an underachiever tonight.
Deep sigh.
3 brownie points going out tonight.
Yes.
Technically, Eric, I mean, you were one of the few that actually followed directions. This isn't a you thing.
All right, sweet deal.
I didn't do any, so. But then again,
Yeah.
neither did Deanna. She had first
You know, slack.
pick.
So, like a true professional, I didn't scan any of my in process stuff.
Oh.
So I don't know if I'm big on anybody else's screen, but this is I usually work
You're
on
always big on my screen, man.
I work on like printer paper. So there's some of my thought process. I had, by the way, I had the Emperor and the Empress. It just happened to work out that way.
By accident. I drew randomly, or actually, I rolled dice, and I just gotten a tarot deck for Christmas. I could have actually pulled cards. I'm an idiot. Those came up together when I pulled your name. So.
That's funny.
So most of my process was with the Empress, especially for thumbnails. I kind of wanted to go. Let's see if we can get it in there. Kind of a animalistic looking thing. And then there's this one, and kind of trying to take it seriously. And none of them were really working for me.
Well,
and
they're
so,
killing me.
Let's see. Now I can actually share screen. Is it working? There we go.
Kevin.
Yep.
All right. So, oh.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I like that.
I know
That's
I
awesome.
shouldn't laugh at
I
this,
know, but it's
but I
that
have
smile.
to laugh at this.
Love it.
Oh, you can laugh.
That freaking smile.
That smile.
Such
The
emperor.
pig on the ground is great.
Oh my god, this is beautiful.
That's fantastic.
Hi,
So-
I'm an emperor.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I has empire.
Most of my press. So I did all those sketches, and I noticed I was like kept tightening up, and I decided to loosen up, and I changed what I was doing completely, and ended up with, let's see here. Oh yeah, there we go. The Empress.
Wow.
She's totally different than she was before.
I love them.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Both of them.
Wow.
I always love your pencil work.
Yeah, dude.
I
Yeah.
love it.
The piece that I'm doing. Oh no, I'm doing a sketch, and I'm in my mind. I'm trying to specifically replicate how you do the pencil work, because my line is always so like harsh feeling, but all of your stuff is just it's wonderful. I mean, it's very subtle.
Thanks.
You know, at first glance, they seem comical, but when you look closer, there's kind of this uncanny valley sort of creepiness to them. It's just
It's like people in the future.
I noticed.
And most of the time, when I lean kind of creepy, I usually give them big teeth, and for whatever reason, I kind of
Yeah.
give her tiny teeth.
No, I love that you can see your gums. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that she looks like a Cenobite princess.
Right?
She's just so happy to be out walking her pig.
Something about the mouth just scared me. I don't like it.
Well,
I
and
get
that,
the distance. I did not like zooming in on that.
not knowing anything about the cards, like Emperor and Empress, you kind of expect big and regal, and I like how, like in both of these things, it's like they ate someone and is living in their clothes, like play acting.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
her robes don't fit.
Yeah.
It's like their language is actual chuckles. Like, uh-huh.
So yeah, she came first, and then playing around with sketches, I ended up with
That's fun. And he's got that little belly on him, and
So well.
he's like a child, like, aha, I'm Empire.
These are the happiest looking creepy people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
What's funny is I was going to ask if the pig had some kind of symbolism in the card, but he's just hanging out in your deck, isn't he?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love him.
He's the house pet.
You know, I would hope that in your deck, every card has a pig in it.
Oh yeah, it definitely would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get a Cliff Gamble deck? Because after this, I mean, it has to happen.
What's
Yeah.
funny though is that the pig actually represents the card in every one. Like everything
Yeah.
else is a distraction. Like the real
Yeah.
message, the emperor is taking a nap.
Mhm.
The pig is the real emperor.
Yeah. The tower is just a stack of pigs all the way up.
Yeah. Slowly tipping over.
No, this is all awesome. I mean, all your stuff is very storybooky.
I love
But
that.
this is like, this again is kind of like the scary stories to tell in the dark, sort of like
Yeah, for sure.
it's unexpected sort of nightmare fuel.
I always liked the original illustrations in those books too, because they always had that little hint of humor
Right.
to them. Like
Yeah.
it's creepy but still funny, and I love it.
Like almost convince your parents that it's not terrifying.
Happy.
Yeah, they always
You wake up to this
That's
picture
the
every
second
day.
reference tonight to scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah. I would like to wake up to see him every day because he's just like, it's gonna be a great day.
his mustache just kind of like his hair fell out and he just glued it to his face.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. We're fine. See, I have sticks.
Ain't gonna comb me mustache, not now, not never.
So good.
Yeah, I really did try to take it seriously at the beginning, and then
I'm sorry. I
it just
really
didn't
hope we're
work.
not ruining it.
No, that's the thing. It didn't work until I went normal with it.
I like that you're normal. That makes me
Yeah.
About as normal as a all mouth, no eyes, no nose, future human creature subtype. Maybe.
I'm gonna start using that line when I approach people. I like that you're normal.
My wife's like, I don't know what you like about me so much. I was like, oh, probably because you like me. That's it. It would be a deal breaker otherwise.
Oh man. Well, then there was
Because you're
one.
normal, I guess.
Maybe.
Daryl, we get to see your card next.
Okay.
Yay!
You were between Temperance and I don't know how to say that. Hierophant?
Hierophant? That's how I was saying it.
Hierophant.
It's like an elephant, but not.
Hierophant.
Hierophant. Yeah, Hierophant.
Let's see. Okay. So I got some notes. Are you able to see this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I got Temperance or the Hierophant, and I looked them up, and I should have shown you beforehand. I looked them up, and then to help me decide, I have a Guillermo del Toro tarot deck and a Ninja Turtles tarot deck. So I basically pulled the cards for both of them. I was like, which one's more interesting to me? But so I went with her because the Hierophant was like a religious leader, like a icon, cult figure, and I was like,
yeah,
having enough of that in our news cycle right now. So I'm gonna go with Temperance here, and as I don't know anything about tarot other than I really like that so many artists are making their own tarot decks because they're all awesome.
I mean, there's a Del Toro deck now that's really cool. By the way.
No, that's when I pulled it from.
Oh yeah, right.
Really awesome.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to get that.
It's cool. It's definitely worth getting. The description of Temperance is a non-binary angel with wings, 1 foot in the water, usually has irises, cups with the water flowing between, representing the super and subconscious mind. Sometimes the water is changing to wine, and there's a path in the background leading to paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And for in reading that, I instantly thought of Constantine.
Oh yeah.
And Gabriel, and the pool scene at the end where she kind of tries to drown him, and then when Constantine commits suicide to do a selfless act, he goes to heaven that looks like LA. So I pulled all those together for my version of Temperance.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a good collection, man. 1 foot in the water, one out. That's
And that looks
you
like
caught
Gabriel.
I was trying to make it easy on myself and kind of sort of stick with the similar
Yeah.
style.
I guess she does have that same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good pull, man.
That is. I'm glad you went with the wine.
That's traditional,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's watercolor.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
With
kind of
Nathan's
saved.
territory.
Yeah, I keep working on it and I'm feeling more comfortable in it. So this, like, usually I've got like, oh, I need to spend Thursday cleaning it up, and today it was like, yeah, I'm gonna spend an hour, maybe. I think I spent like 20 minutes just getting rid of some lines where I was sloppy and not paying attention. But yeah,
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
I like your use of watercolor in the clouds there.
oh,
It
thanks.
feels very
Yeah.
familiar. And I learned very recently how difficult that is to do.
Oh my, yeah, 100%. Because you just like layer it on there and then hope. Then go.
Yeah.
Well,
And then you start-
okay, well, tell us about that. Tell us about that.
I mean, and I could kind of see in Eric's where he was kind of going through some of the same thought process where you're like, clouds that have their defined edges, but then they're all soft. And so it was like, I put down all yellow, and then I started putting in orange. I was like, wait, should I just wet all this down and let it just kind of flow and look more natural and soft? But it didn't really read, and there was no control over it. So then it just looked like an orange mess. So just kind of figuring out how to lay in this stuff without being too solid, I guess, especially considering like I always try to figure how it's going to be shown. So if it's like on a card, you're not going to have a lot of space to see it. So I wanted it to kind of read, but not overwhelm. So I made sure I didn't put any lines back there.
Yeah.
And I was kind of trying to play with the shadows too, on not, because I'm really bad about outlining the crap out of everything. So just picking and choosing where to put some lines versus just brush and all of that whatnot. But yeah,
with the clouds, that's and it's something that I hate tattooing clouds. I don't hate them. I just don't feel like I'm that great at them.
right.
Because because David, he's just like, yeah, just take your mag and just brush it in. It's all organic, it's all natural. They're never the same twice. I'm like, for something that has no definition but have very specific qualities, I have to meticulously plan out every puff and every shadow and every layer underneath. Otherwise, it'll look like a garbled mess of nothing.
Yeah,
It won't come out like clouds with me. I overthink it. So it's like, so when you're talking about that with watercolor, I bet that would be even worse. Because if it
well, I don't know
blends
if
and
it'd
the
be worse than
tones start-
tattooing it, but
What's that?
I don't know if watercolor would be worse than tattooing
Well,
it.
it's
but
with water,
yeah.
I mean, because it blends differently. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. You have to be so deliberate on something that looks so free and natural. Like, you just let it do its thing. Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't let it do its thing.
That's definitely everything I'm learning with watercolor is knowing when to try to reel it in and when to just let it go, and
Yeah.
whatever happens.
That's a struggle to figure out.
Yeah, sure.
My wife, she paints every single day. She does multiple pages in her watercolor, and it's just like she's running circles around me, and I'm just like, she's gonna have to teach me what she's doing, because it's incredible. And I think about you guys, and I'm just like, man, there's like a whole team of incredibly talented like watercolor artists. I'm gonna get pressured into doing it.
No, I mean,
You should.
It's definitely worthwhile, because there's a certain amount of just letting it go that, especially considering doing like digital for so long, where you can control Z and all of that. It's like the best you got is either covering it up or like mopping it up a little bit and still going with it. So it's definitely a little bit, I don't want to sound frou-frou, but a little more zen in that you kind of just got to roll with it a little bit. So
Okay.
it's helping me, I think, maybe be not going to say more organic as an artist, but definitely lighten up on stuff a little bit. Here's the 2-card decks I was looking at.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Very opposite.
Yeah, the Del Toro deck, I 100% recommend.
Yeah, that is such it's a
picking up.
beautiful book or deck.
For a little while, I was actually doing this thing where I wasn't using watercolor, but I was using thin acrylics for my color. but I was laying out all my tones with like gray markers, but then I would do the colors with like really, really light acrylic, like washed out acrylic.
Yeah.
And it came out like really
Glazing?
cool.
Yeah, you're doing glazes.
I wish I would have like stuck with that more. I should do more of that. But I haven't done it in like 3 or 4 years now.
I guarantee that the more that stuck with you than you would think. And it's always awesome to see how like everything feeds into your other processes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna say that glazing technique has definitely stuck with you way more than you think, because I've seen how you build your stuff like digitally, and it's a lot similar to that.
Yeah.
A little more.
Well, yeah.
Little
Even
more.
that card tonight. I mean,
Little
it's all
more. There it is.
Yeah. We're working in grayscale and values. I love working in values.
All right, now, has anybody got like the bug and they want to do the whole deck now?
Eventually.
Add like 10 more years to my life.
Yeah, no kidding. I really want to do a deck. It's just
like, and I don't know if it's the current thing, but I know like 2 years ago, artists doing their own tarot, like just the major arcana to kind of narrow things down, was like a huge thing on Kickstarter where they just put it in for like $500. So they're kind of making their money back out of it.
Yeah.
And it's small, so shipping's low. They're really transportable to conventions, so they're great to have on the table. Like
They're very lucrative at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You
the
be
one that my
selling it,
wife
guys.
uses, the lady that draws it, they teamed out. You got a writer, and it comes with, and then you got the book too. That you have to explain.
Nice.
At least in her
Oh,
case.
yeah.
It's like a dark wood or whatever. But the artist, she was a very well established comic artist for Dark Horse.
Nice.
For a while. I can't remember her name. That's unfortunate. But like I've seen her work before, and I saw her style before. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, what is she doing now? Like, oh, tarot. And then like, but it's a very lucrative, like like a drawing a day kind of thing. Like give it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
2.5 months.
definitely like because you know what you're doing. So if
Right.
you are just wanting to instill that daily practice, you pull out a card in the morning.
Every card is a prompt. Okay, 3 of Cups. Like traditionally they're at least in the Smith Waite. The Smith Waite tarot deck is like kind of the standard, and it's like if you even just follow that and be like, okay, there's like very specific things about why there's like 3 of Cups has like at least usually has 1 cup knocked over, or like you have a figure looking in the background, looking at the past. Meanwhile, there's stuff in the front. Like there's very specific things, and then after that, it's basically like just receiving a prompt every day, and you just draw it. And that's kind of how they're like, oh, I did one for everything, and then
I feel like if I started on it, I would have a certain style or theme I would want to do at the beginning. But the further you get into it,
oh yeah,
certain things happen with other cards or sketches and ideas. And I'm like, well, I like this idea better, and then you want to start over the whole thing.
I bet, yeah.
Some
of them I just want to phone in a few of them. Like
You just have to stick with like make sure you do all of your cups together, and then like all the swords together. So at least when you did do that change,
right,
it kind of stayed within the suit or whatever.
Yeah, that's like the big thing that I've heard. People who have done the decks, that they have been like, yeah, my style changed like halfway through, and I'm just like, crap, I have to remember how to do it like whenever I was first
but the
doing
thing
it.
is, when you do it, if you do something like that, it's with any project. Every project has a set of rules, and you have to give yourself those rules. So if your style evolves a certain way or does a certain thing over here, do that, but you can't implement that in those cards. You can sneak small elements of that in there, but overall you have these rules you have to stick with this project. It's kind of like when we worked on Dora projects. It's like everything had to be drawn like Dora.
Right. Yeah. How many artists are far better than the
style sheets you had to follow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
There's
production
rules.
art right there.
You have to do that with yourself and with your own project.
At least you're matching yourself and not some like dude's dumb nephew fresh out of college that you have to.
I don't know. I think I might have caught the bug. I'm 2 down. I got
Yeah, I
Man,
want
you're
to see
on your way.
One day, the end of the year, I'll publish a tarot deck.
Yeah, you're
no,
that's
I
what
will,
we're
I will
into.
buy
You
it.
gotta
That's
keep going.
yeah. I would love to see more of yours for sure. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, all of you guys, man, they're just wonderful tonight. Deanna, what you got for us?
Yes.
Well, we need to hit the plug zone, but let's start by plugging the Discord, because I would love it if the people in the Discord picked up and drew some cards.
Yes.
And you know what? You guys could even maybe pull one of these cards and draw more for that deck. That could be cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if we got
So-
72 cards in
Kaiju
general.
Discord.
So Gary, tell the Discord details.
Yeah, go to cleverkaiju.com and you can find a direct link to the Discord. Join our community. Come post things. Post your tarot card paintings, drawings, whatever you have. Come show us your processes. You know, everything. If you have questions, we answer them. There's all kinds of sections there. Cleverkaiju.com. Come hang out with us. Come be part of our community. We love that.
It's free, it's fun, it's inspirational, educational, all that good stuff.
There's no like certain level of skill either.
No.
Which is what I really dig. It's everybody's appreciated the same across the board.
Yeah, we have artists of all kinds of skills, man. So and we all learn from each other and show each other. Like we have sketchbook section, we have feedback section, so you get feedback on your work. Inspiration
Show and
section,
tell.
like show and
Just
tell.
want to show it, not hear
We have a sequential art section where there's people who do comics on the Discord. It's a great community. If you're an artist or whatever, just come join us, show your work, and share it with us.
And we spread like very talented, amazing artists that are like freelance and individuals, but also like people who are professionally in like a lot of our favorite our favorite industries like comics and movies and TV. And so there's like for every one person that is just starting off, there's at least a few like professionals in the industry that they're aspiring for, like right there in the chat. And it's important that you realize that, because you could be talking to somebody for a long time and they'd be giving you advice, or you're bouncing back and forth, and you don't realize that you're talking to somebody in the industry that you're wanting to be a part of. Like it's insane, like how much it just kind of blends together. Like I live in the same town with some of the most amazing people. They were doing the pen click for two or three seasons before I even learned exactly who they were. And it's embarrassing, but it's like, oh my gosh, you do everything I've wanted to do my whole life. And I don't know where to start. Like, just as I gave up, I have so many questions. Like, and it's, they're right there. You can just ask them questions, and it's
free to check it out, and you can even silently watch for a while and see how awesome it is before you join in. It's great.
Always invited, never expected. Yeah.
But now we're gonna plug our artists, and we're gonna go in the same order we went. So Jared had to duck out. He did write me. He had to go quickly. But is he 10-foot gnome? 6-foot gnome.
6-foot gnome.
6-foot gnome.
Close.
Look for him, 6-foot gnome on all the channels, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe, on Instagram and on Discord. And I think Facebook too. He's 6-foot gnome.
Right.
All right. And Kat, you went next. Where can people find more of what you do?
You can find me on Instagram at catmillustrations. I'm very boring. So, or my website if you can find it. I don't know why it's weird, but sometimes it's hard to find. I'll do my best to.
Wait, what is the website?
The website is Cat M Illustrations. Like literally everything is Cat M Illustrations.
Perfect. That's the way
smart,
to go.
actually.
All right. Next, Cassie, how about you?
You can find me on dendrolart.com or Blue Sky Social under Dendrol. Or if you can scan this with your phone.
It'll
take you to my
Rachel
link
actually asked
tree.
if I can zoom in or like full screen.
I don't know how to focus it.
I'm trying to like full screen I don't think I can full screen your panel, but yeah.
Oh, I think if somebody freezes the video later.
Okay.
Is that reading? I don't know.
It'll work.
Anyways.
This will work.
I can't get a read on it if you don't hold it still.
Can you guys go to my website? All right, Gary Bedell, you presented next. Where can we find you?
You can find me at artistgarybedell.com, but you can mostly find me through cleverkaiju.com and on the Clever Kaiju Discord. I'm there mostly. On Instagram, Artist Gary Bedell, which I'm usually linking everything back to Clever Kaiju. So you'll find me there, cleverkaiju.com and the Clever Kaiju Discord. Come hang out with us. Plug.
All right, Josh Metter.
All right. You can find me on the Clever Kaiju website. You can find me at Josh Metter Art on Instagram. You can get all my comics at my website, which is also joshmetterart.com. Links are all on my Instagram. All my comics are also free to read on the Clever Kaiju website. I'm on Discord. That's where you can find me.
Wonderful. And Eric E. Danger, right? How about you?
All right. So, business card is edangerright.com or at e.dangerright on Instagram. Find my book, Truck Stop Hipsters, at cleverkaiju.com or here in Denver, Mutiny Comics and Coffee just picked up 4 copies.
Nice.
Cool. Is there a spot in Springfield that carries it?
I'm not sure. Isaac would have gotten it in there.
Yet, but
Okay.
There's a
but
couple.
You can order it on the website, I believe.
Yeah, there's a couple of spots here in town that will carry it. I just don't know if Isaac has dropped them off yet.
Another comic shop had a copy of it. I don't know if they've sold it or not.
Probably did.
Well, if they haven't,
a lot of actually
they
they
will.
do really good. Their indie books do really good there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Sweet. All right.
Awesome.
Who went next? Oh, Kevin Russell.
Kevin.
Oh. Find me on Kevin Russell Art on Instagram, on YouTube, and that's pretty much it for now. So, but Kevin M. Russell Art on pretty much almost everywhere else.
Perfect. And Shannon Potratz? I'm saying it wrong again.
Potratz. You're close.
Potratz.
I'm so close. Okay.
You can find me on Instagram of Artist Shannon Potratz and on Facebook. And you can buy my comics on outlandentertainment.com.
Right on.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All
Very cool.
right.
Hey Shannon, do you have an art book or a sketchbook out?
No, Jeremy and I are discussing that through Outland. So that is one of the projects that's hopefully going to get off the ground this year. So
Yeah,
because he's been hassling me about that. Why don't I have an art book or sketchbook out? So I got to do that.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those.
Yeah. Some pin click art ought to make it in there.
Absolutely.
Well, that's how we got. Hey, that's how we're working on Seeing Red on the Clever Kaiju.
Well, so the piece I did on the last episode of Pen Click I was on is actually a cover for Rangor a variant cover for Rangor number 4. I don't know if you guys want to see it?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Did we get a Pen Click exclusive?
Yes, you did.
Oh, nice.
Look at that. Yeah.
Badass.
Use it.
Where's that tongue going?
He's very popular.
That's exciting. I love seeing that. Yay.
That's great.
No, dude,
All right,
man. That's such a cool piece.
Mr. Cliff Gamble, where can we see more of what you do?
Well, you can find me at Cliff_Gamble on Instagram. My website is cgamblestudio.com. And most of my new stuff you're going to find here on the Pen Click. That's pretty much where I show anything off. So
right on, man.
That's it.
It counts. It all counts.
Yeah.
All right, and then Daryl, I'm going to give you the shout out for being the original to hold up a card with your details on it.
Yes.
He's brilliant.
I just didn't get the memo tonight,
Well,
man. Like,
I think I've had this for 3.5 seasons now. Because Knightsin.com or Airlaben at Instagram. I'm honestly trying to cut back on my social medias, so I've not. I think technically I have like a Canva, but I don't know what it is. So,
But I don't know.
Understand.
no idea. So I'm mainly trying to work on the Seeing Red art book. I gotta get my stuff done. So
Oh yeah.
Get on it.
Yep,
Keep
deadline coming up.
distracting you with pink click art so you can't finish. All right, and Nate, if they want to see where you're drawing, they got to come to the tattoo studio, don't they?
Lately, yeah. No, we actually had some really big news. We're expanding.
Awesome.
So we're doubling in size, and we're currently hiring the last 2 artists we need for our current area. So, and they're ready to rock. So, if you know any licensed tattoo artists, hit us up. Like we're looking, but we're actually expanding into the area next door to us, and that's going to be like it's Cryptic Tattoo and Social Gallery. Well, we haven't had a social gallery since we started hiring so many people and expanding. So now we have a social gallery, and it's like a full-on venue. So we're going to be doing a lot of Clever Kaiju sponsored kind of events and stuff in this space, and we're starting tomorrow to like paint the area and get it all set up and everything. It's a great opportunity. We're really looking forward to it. So look forward to like public events like in our own house. That's gonna be cool. But as far as artwork goes, Mammoth Press has kind of taken a back seat. Usually the only artwork I really do is for tattoo clients, but I've done a handful of pieces that are going to be in the Seeing Red book. One of which was actually turned into a tattoo, or at least a fraction of it. I did this whole piece of a frog, this cool frog, like wanderer with a staff, and she wanted the moth. Like, okay. The last 30 minutes that I just threw in at the tail end. She goes, "Can I have a moth?" Like, okay, So, but most of my work has been on human flesh, and I've been so scatterbrained, but I miss the Clique, and yeah, so I appreciate everybody's patience and tolerance. And
when you expand the shop into the gas station at the end of that run, I get to run the video store that's in there. I'm calling it now.
Well, what's funny is that the boutique that's on the other side of that, because we already have a door that goes into the next door, and then we're gonna open up the entryway officially into a full-on art gallery space where we're gonna do a featured, like each month we're gonna do an artist spotlight, like a meet and greet with the artist, and do nothing. And we have a full gallery to put their work up and put it up for sale, and do an event with them each month. It's all planned out. It's all really cool. But then the space next to it is an empty boutique, and we're like, oh, we're gonna end up buying that one too, aren't we? And then after that is a gas station owned by an actual oil tycoon, and who knows?
He's gonna die sooner or later. He's
I mean, not to no ill will, but he is in his final days as we speak. His daughter is kind of man. She's a really cool lady. So things are about to change again, but we just keep growing until we can't, because we have no idea what's gonna happen. So
nice. We need to talk. I need a spot for an art thing. So maybe
you need a what?
Yeah, I need a spot for an art event. So
okay.
maybe
Well,
you guys
yeah, we're probably doing like figure drawings, painting sessions. We're gonna hit up with other tattoo studios and stuff, like owners and stuff, and do like owner meetings, hang out sketches, and kind of we just kind of like, just being a group of really talented artists is cool and all, but like we want that public outreach. We want to kind of curve that stigma of what a tattoo studio is. We're not just a bunch of gross street shops anymore. And
also too, it's like you notice, like beforehand it was always like all the tattoo artists knew each other, all the comic artists knew each other, all the illustrator guys knew each other, and they were so just separated. The fine art people were like over here, and this is like just in Springfield. It's probably like this it's probably like this everywhere, but
yeah, we're definitely blending that. We're blurring those lines Like,
That's what we're doing with Clever Kaiju. Is like we're really like just
Yeah.
crossing. The
I mean, at
stream.
Tremendicon, this next Tremendicon, we're gonna have Cryptic Tattoo and like we're gonna have 4 tattoo artists sitting right next to Clever Kaiju, side by side, like back to back. And it's
Actually doing tattoos.
yeah, we'll be tattooing at Tremendicon. Yeah,
I'm in.
the last time we did this, we did it actually at a rock show at
Nice.
Moontown. We did a rock show, and we had Josh and Gary and Isaac all doing live demonstrations and stuff like that in our Clever Kaiju t-shirts. Meanwhile, my tattoo team was right next to us tattooing people, which was amazing. The people were like, "Oh, whoa, we came for a rock show. You guys are doing tattoos?" And they just throw themselves on a table, and it's like I'm owner of the business, and I'm surprised. Like, wow, you people are fun. You guys are wild.
Yeah, they always have tattoo artists at Crypticon, the horror con up in KC, and every single year there's a line. That's the only reason I haven't. Something random.
We've been merging. Kelsey has been working on doing with a wedding like conventions. You know how many weddings would go on? Like, there's people that want like an on-hand tattoo artist at their wedding.
That would be awesome.
And so she's going to try and tap that and explore that. She's actually MissouriCon. She's actually a volunteer at MissouriCon, and she's been talking with the showrunners the last couple of days. You never know, if you go and you get your favorite, get a signature or something on your forehead of your favorite comic artist or favorite animator or voice actor. Just hop on over to our booth and we'll tattoo it right there on you.
People, pick somewhere else. Don't do that.
Oh, it's your forehead? No, that's not the first thing I thought of. I thought forehead for PG.
All right, we actually got all of this art in and the plugs in 2 hours and 11 minutes. And we started a little late, so we did good.
Started a little late, and I've been rambling.
But next month, February 27th, we are doing Sound and Vision. So it is a concert poster episode. So Gary, you explain it a little better.
So, participants, if you are participating in this episode, Sound of Vision is going to be a rock concert of your choice. You can do multiple acts, make it a festival, or it could be like for a single artist or a band, whoever you want. It's just, let your imagination run wild. But that is going to be Sound and Vision for next month. And I haven't even decided what musician I'm going to do. So,
do you have to do?
I have a question on that. Do we get to pick our own musician?
Yes, you get to pick your own musicians.
Can we pick
your
one
own
up?
musician.
Yeah.
Too late for me to get in on that episode? I might have to.
No, that one has spots open. So any.
Yeah, there's nothing open. So,
and if you're not sure if you signed up, go look, because I'll be sending an email.
Yeah, I'll have to check because I don't remember which episodes I signed up for.
You probably already sold your soul. You don't know it. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I have an album cover I'm supposed to make next month anyway. So.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, everybody who stuck around. Thank you for checking us out, whoever's watching this later. And we will see you guys next month.
See you, Internet Land.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's like being a Saturday Night Live. Everyone's like,
everybody was doing so well.